Hey everyone, Austin here again with another attempted playthrough with a weird controller. Ooh, okay, this one actually isn't that weird. Today we're going to be using the QUICKSHOT QS-190 and mixing things up here. We're actually on the Super Nintendo this time. This is a Super Nintendo arcade stick, and we're going to be trying to play through Street Fighter 2: The World Warrior. The World Warrior specifically because I've played a lot of Turbo recently, and I want to play the original OG Street Fighter 2 for Super Nintendo. So, yeah, we're going to attempt to play through this game with this stick. This isn't as wild as like playing Battletoads with a flight stick or Contra with like a single-handed controller. This is a little more basic, but there are some interesting features on this thing. So yeah, again, this is a QUICKSHOT, joystick. QUICKSHOT seems to not really, name their products with like, interesting names like the Ultimate Badass Arcade Stick, which it actually wouldn't be if they named it that, but, I wouldn't be surprised if a company named the stick that. But yeah, it's just the QS-190 on the backs of the QUICKSHOT accessories. They usually have the model number, and that's pretty much it. So as you can see, this one has, some suction cups, which isn't going to really do me a whole lot of good because, again, I'm on this desk-wide mouse pad. But I've also started using these shirts with game logos on them as a backdrop because my mouse pad is completely screwed. It looks nasty. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just have an old nasty shirt on top of it instead with the Quake logo. That's fine too. So, but yeah, it's kind of a stock standard arcade stick. I can tell there's probably membrane pads underneath the arcade stick itself or the joystick. The big thing here though is the button layout. Like, look at that. So yeah, you've got 4 buttons, your usual A, B, X, Y, but L is up here and R is over here, and so that could potentially screw me up in this playthrough. So yeah, while it's not like some crazy flight stick, the button layout isn't really ideal for fighting games, which is kind of weird because I'm sure that's what this was designed for. There is start and select in the middle there. You do have slow motion, which is basically you click it on and it hits the start button rapidly to give you the simulation of slowdown. Works in some games, doesn't work so well in others. And then you have turbo fire. There's a switch up here, so you just flip that on and then all your buttons become rapid fire. But that's pretty much it. Not exactly this definitely feels like a toy. It's not like a high quality stick by any means. I did do a quick test run of this, not through the whole game. I just played like one match just to make sure everything works, because this is my first time actually using this, and it seems to work fine. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and play some Street Fighter 2 with this QUICKSHOT joystick and see how we do. So okay, let's go ahead and hit that start button, and let's check out our options menu. I want to make sure everything's on default settings to start. Yeah, it looks like it's on the default settings. I'm gonna just leave it on that, and default controls. Now I could actually change the controls to maybe make heavies on like the main face buttons, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave the heavies on the little blue shoulder keys and just kind of see how we do there. So let's go ahead and hit start and get out of this, and let's go ahead and start a game of Street Fighter 2. I love Street Fighter 2. It's one of my favorite games from this era. Yeah, it's just great graphics, great music, great gameplay that still holds up very well, and it's just awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and do Ken. Ken is actually a good test for this stick because it requires a lot of like, slight rotations, where someone like Guile, you're just holding back and then pressing forward or down then up, which is gonna be a little bit easier. But for this, it's like the rotation is kind of the test for this stick. But honestly, after my brief trial with it before starting this recording, it seemed like it was pretty workable, which you would never really expect that. Like, look at that, I just did a really fast Dragon Punch there, and like you would really never expect to be able to do that with this rinky-dink stick. Like, this has very little range of motion. Look at that. It's like a centimeter. It's really, from what I'm used to today, where the sticks just go really far in all directions, this is just really odd. So, but yeah, so with the Ken here, a good strategy is just to use your Hadokens. It's quarter circle forward and then any punch. I prefer to do the weak or medium version of it. The heavy version leaves me wide open a little bit longer. And so as far as like trying to keep my opponent under control, using the medium or weak is definitely the best. And he keeps jumping over me, which is typical Blanca. Throw a fireball as he wakes up, and then guaranteed hit, and he's gone. Alright, so one character down. So, if you're not really familiar with the original World Warrior, it's basically the same character progression as you have in like Turbo or Champion Edition. You just don't see the boss characters on the select screen, because in this you could not play as the boss characters, just the original 8 World Warriors. But if you're familiar with just Turbo, you know, as far as single player is concerned, this is basically, you know, you're gonna see all the same characters and bosses and stuff like that, so. Okay, yeah, I'm really struggling trying to hit my fierce attacks, because the button layout is just freaking weird. I'm not programmed to, like, reach out to the top right or top left for that with one hand. Now, if I'm on like an actual Super Nintendo controller, I am used to hitting the triggers, but not like this. This is just really awkward. So that was bad. That was one loss already. Use my fierce fireball or Hadouken. Now, Guile always scares me in these games. He's not a fun character to fight. He could be a real dick. So, there we go. Got my Dragon Punch. Oh, I should have actually done just like a fierce kick, but I wasn't thinking, because again, the button is in a weird position, so I don't think to like reach all the way over and hit it. See, again, that's like one thing that's fun about playing this with a stick like this, is like I have to completely readjust to this button layout. And while a lot of people might not enjoy doing this themselves, I think it makes for slightly enjoyable content. You get to experience this stick vicariously through me. Okay, that was good. No dizzy. I thought he was gonna get dizzy, but that was a bad call. Okay, got that. Alright, we should get this, theoretically. All he needs to do is just block one Hadouken, and that's it. There we go, we got it. Whew. Yeah, that actually worried me there in that first round, where I got hammered by him. Hammered. Get up, it's too early for you to be defeated. He looks pretty defeated, though. One of the great things about Street Fighter 2 is, you know, when the round is over, you see the characters, or your opponent's, like, dead face. Their damaged, beat up, bruised face. One of the many things that gives Street Fighter 2 personality, you know. For those of you guys that weren't around when this game came out back in the day, this was just really a phenomenon, both in arcades and then on console. And Capcom just did a bang-up job with this game. It holds up so well. It's such a fun game. It plays great. Even though there's no combo counter, there are still, like, you know, guaranteed combos in this. You can do like 2 or 3 hit combos. If you know how to do it right. I'm just playing it safe. This is usually how I play Street Fighter 2. Is I try to just kind of turtle a little bit, as they say, in the fighting game community. You just kind of sit back. And I'm still, I like, what I could have done there is he jumped over my Hadouken. I could have done just a standing fierce kick to counter his jump. But again, because of the button positioning, I'm not even thinking to like reach over there to hit it. It's so awkward. Like, honestly, the stick, actually, if you were gonna just play like some shoot 'em ups with this would actually be okay from what it feels like. But for fighting games, I don't know, you'd have to stick with like 4-button fighting games for it to feel natural. Like Mortal Kombat might be okay, like the original, or MK2. Alright. Got that, good. Where like, you know, you just kind of have to like maybe hold the block button on the left or right, that might be okay. Or if you're playing like Primal Rage or other 4-button fighting games on Super Nintendo. I know there's probably more 4-button fighting games out there other than Primal Rage. This might be fine. But if you're playing a 6-button fighting game, this is not very good. It's not a good experience, if you ask me. But the stick is responsive, surprisingly. It's actually surprisingly responsive. I'm very, very surprised, actually. Oops, I did not want to do that Dragon Punch, though. That was an accident. Okay, so they definitely registered more motion than I wanted. Here we go. Get that sweep. Yeah, if an enemy jumps, you can actually sweep them, like right as they land. It's pretty cool. Good little trick. All right, so bonus stage number 1. I'm just gonna do fierce kicks, and I actually was almost gonna press A because again, I'm not used to where the shoulder key is. It's so awkward. All right. And that's it. Yeah, the fierce kick is so good for these bonus stages, at least with Ken. It's gonna be different with other characters, so. All right, wow, half the characters down already. Then we'll go to the boss characters, starting with M. Bison, and then Vega, and then Sagat, and oh, not M. Bison, Balrog. I was going by the Japanese names. So M. Bison in the Japanese game is the boxer, but in the American version they swapped the names. So M. Bison is the last boss, and the boxer is Balrog. It's confusing. It is so confusing. They probably changed it so they wouldn't get sued by Mike Tyson back in the day. I guarantee you that's why they changed the names around. I can't think of any other reason. Like, yeah, you know, maybe we shouldn't do this. We don't want to have to owe him royalties. Alright, so Zangief. Boom, just like that. Hell yeah. Boom, just like that. Boom, just... I love it. I learned that from X Mosquito. He's another YouTuber, does like 1cc's or 1 life clears, and I watched his Street Fighter 2 video, and there's a whole lot of exploits with a lot of these characters. The main one I learned, though, the main takeaway for me was Zangief. Throw a Hadouken, and then just standing fierce kick, and it's pretty much guaranteed to work. It's great. Round 1, fight. I have to watch that video again so I can learn the exploits for the other characters. Okay. Oh! See, like, I'm trying to do the ducking, fierce punch, but I'm not used to it, because it's on the top left. I'm getting used to, fierce kick, sort of. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not getting used to it at all. I thought I was. Come on, Chun-Li, do your thing. Just jump or something. There we go. Uh-oh, not good. That was way too early. I don't even know why I did that. And I'm not comboing either. So normally when I do a ducking medium kick, I go right into a Hadouken. You know, it's kind of like a guaranteed, you know, 2-hit combo if you get it right. If you time it right. Alright, we gotta focus. There we go. So I always love throwing a Hadouken into them as they wake up. They usually slam right into it, or they block it. And by blocking it, there's a little bit of chip damage. Just like that. And chip damage does decent damage in this game. It's like, I will take it, you know? There we go. I feel like I'm almost gonna have to just like rely on the weaks and mediums, because the fierce attacks is just, it's so cumbersome to hit these damn little buttons. I don't know why they thought this was a good idea. Like, if it was just these, like, if it was like 6 little red buttons like this, it would be okay. Honestly, it would be okay. Especially as like a cheap controller. But the blue button layout makes 0 sense. Like, why they thought it was a good idea is beyond me. I mean, 6-button arcade layouts were kind of like standard by this point in time. Street Fighter was such a huge thing. And, got it. I actually managed to hit the fierce, the fierce punch. And it's like, what's funny is like, they're kind of big buttons, but they have like a tiny nub that's not even like half the size of the actual physical pressable button itself. And so like, I'll hit the tiny little part that's flat and not even think I've touched the button. It's so awkward. It is so awkward. Unbelievably awkward. Yeah, when it comes to the fierces, I'm definitely more comfortable with the heavy kick at the moment. Man, Dalcium is just running right into these. Okay, now he's on to me. There we go. That was a 2-hit, nothing special. One more Hadoken. Oh, or a weak medium. Sorry, not medium. A weak punch. A ducking weak punch. But yeah, this is still fun to try and mess around with. I hope you guys are enjoying the video and the gameplay session. I think I'm going to do another one of these with a NES style arcade stick. That is not a very good stick. So it's going to be really interesting to see how I do in whatever game I decide to play with that. Okay, that was a good fierce kick. Ducking fierce kick. Okay, this is going to be dizzy, I can tell. Boom. Alright, good deal. Alright, so we're pretty close to our boss characters now, which means we're close to the end of the game. Yep, here we go. Boss characters. So we go to Balrog first. Yeah, and the big deal with Street Fighter 2 Turbo on Super Nintendo was that, ooh, you can play as the boss characters now. Just kind of like keep applying pressure to him. There we go. Alright, round one done. But yeah, I mean, this thing, I'm gonna have to actually fire this up some other time, just on off stream and off camera, just to maybe mess around with some shoot 'em ups and stuff like that. Like, I'd love to try UN Squadron with this thing. It'd probably be pretty fun. Gradius 3, something like that. Yeah, that'd be pretty fun. I mean, like I said, the stick seems fairly responsive, believe it or not. A lot of times he'll just kind of like dash forward at you. He's not doing it at all. I wonder if that move's even in this version of the game. Or if that was added to like Turbo or something. It's gotta be. I don't. Maybe his AI is just borked. All right, on to Vega. Another bonus stage. It's the final fight car. Oh, my car. Okay, let's just... Whoa there. Now, a lot of people, like, when they play this, will be like, "Ugh!" You don't have to do that. Just time your attack. See? It saves your hand's energy. Oh, just at the right moment. Just in the nick of time. But yeah, that's something I try to tell players, like, when they're playing games like these, they constantly mash. It's like, dude, you don't have to do that. Only mash when you have to, like in Raiden, or shoot 'em up like that. You don't need to mash in a game like Street Fighter. Well, unless you're playing as Blanca, or E Honda, or Chun-Li, for specific moves, but the other moves you don't need to mash. Holy crap, we're getting the crap knocked out of us. It's actually interesting seeing the World Warrior version because, like, in Turbo and Champion Edition, I believe the backgrounds are different colors. So it's kind of interesting going back to the OG. Okay, Vega. Holy crap. Could you stop doing that, please? Wow. Alrighty. I just completely forgot how to play Street Fighter. It's amazing. We'll try again. It's not a big deal. I like getting one credit clears, but it's not the end of the world if I don't. Especially when I'm using a stick like this. It's like, come on. Let's just stick with Ken. Just stick it out. Fight. Trying to do my Dragon Punch, but it's failing. Ugh. Dude, he's just bouncing all over the damn place. He's not this tough in Turbo or Champion Edition. I think part of the reason is like a lot of times when I fight Vega, I use fierce kicks. And I, you know, again, it's just so weird and awkward hitting this button. So it's not really working that well for me. There we go. Oh, messed that up. Dude, I was trying to Dragon Punch, and he didn't Dragon Punch. Okay, could you stop freaking jumping around like an idiot? Oh my god, you're like a scrub new fighting game player that just does jump kicks all day. Oh, it's so irritating. Oh man, Vega, you are pissing me off. If we were playing Turbo, I would be perfectly fine. But I'm actually surprised the AI for Vega here is it feels so different from Turbo. He just keeps jumping around the place. Man, I'm just, please don't tell me I have to use this move. Please don't tell me I have to use this. I don't want to use this move. It's too risky. No one ever uses that. In the competitive fighting game scene, like, no one ever uses the hurricane kick. Because it just leaves you wide open. It's one thing with, like, Ryu, because it actually knocks the opponents down. But with Ken, it doesn't. So, like, you know, for people that don't know, there are actually stat differences. Not really stat differences, but, like, you know, different properties for their moves, even though they've got an identical move set in these old games in particular. There are differences. So, like, Ryu's Dragon Punch knocks the opponents down. Ken's generally does not. Same with the Hurricane Kick. Oh my god, I can't believe Vega is wrecking me so hard. I was not expecting this. Man, another one. Another Ken bites the dust. What Vega doesn't realize, though, is we have an army of Kens. An army of Ken clones.
Round one, fight!
Although if Spain ever wanted to take over the world, all they would need is an army of Vega clones. Like, Jesus. He's just mean right now. Oh, that was... He did a crossover, and my moves just weren't on the right side. And this controller is not well suited to this fight. It is not well suited at all. Ugh. I need the utmost reaction time, and I just can't. I just don't have it with this controller.
Round two, fight!
Wow, dizzy. Nice. Man, he seems to have a lot of priority on Wake Up too, because like he should have that Hadouken should have gone into him, and he should have been like forced to block it, but he just like dodged right out of it. I wonder if his AI is the way it is because he's technically a boss character in this. You know, he's not a playable character, so he's meant to be tough, right? It's a boss character. And I think they probably toned down his AI in Turbo in Champion Edition because he's no longer a boss character. Oh, I messed that up. See, that was a great opportunity. It's like a, you know, when he gets on the cage, oh, damn, we're going to do it again. When he gets on the cage, it's like, you know, oh, he's wide open for like a free hit. And I didn't take advantage of that. I didn't capitalize on it. Mainly because I messed up my move. That was it. I was trying to do the fierce version of Ken's Dragon Punch and just completely failed. Dude, this has got to be like try number 6 on Vega here. Maybe more. It's crazy. I didn't think I'd get stuck here like this. Because I never do. Ever. Guess I'm just going to turbo up. Oh, dude, come on. See, if, you know, if I'm left wide open like that, then it's pretty much a guaranteed attack or throw or something like that. Maybe that's the strat. Okay, that works too. Got him. Alright, I'm just gonna time it out. We got it. Gotta buy time over. Alright, see if we can do that again. I feel like throwing a Hadoken and then allowing him to jump in and then do like a fierce kick is working. Oops, did not mean to do that. Okay, Vega does not like the fierce sweeping kick. He really does not. Okay. There we go. Walks right into it. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, let's get this. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Man, that was really demoralizing. Getting our asses kicked by Vega for like the last 10 minutes straight. No joke. It's like a third of this this playthrough. We're still only at 27 minutes. It actually feels like it's been much longer than that. Here we go. Can we do Sagat on the first try? Battle 14. Vega was like half those battles. There we go. Sagat's not that bad, just kind of like, you can kind of wait for him to do his, you know, his projectiles. Oops, did not mean to do that. Wow. I wonder if there are like critical hits in this, where like, or like counter hits, as they're usually called in fighting games, where like the AI does, or the opponent does an attack, and then you end up overriding their attack, and it does more damage because of that state. Ooh, damn it, that's gonna hit. I did not want that to hit. I'd rather have jumped in. Okay. Wow, another dizzy. It's like, are we playing a different game now? After getting our asses kicked by Vega for so long, feels like I'm playing a different game. Thanks, Sagat, for making me feel better. Man, that's a beating. Look at those red eyeballs on M. Bison. That's creepy. Alright guys, last boss. Let's see what we can do here. Probably dizzy, yep. There we go, got it. Whew. I'm just trying to stay calm here, because I want to do this and not, you know, I don't want this to take 10 times. Yeah, one thing I have found that I'm struggling with is, like, doing dragon punches occasionally. Maybe it's because of, like, the tightness of this stick and, you know. Okay, seriously. There we go. Oh, dude. Super dizzy. Getting in a corner against M. Bison is not good. That was my mistake, is just staying in the corner. Alright, note to self, don't do that next time. Stay away from the freaking corner. And I gotta keep pressure on with the Hadokens.
Round 3, fight! Hadouken! 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 Hadouken!
There we go. Dizzy? Oh, not dizzy. What? Usually when there's a lot of slowdown like that, it means they're getting dizzied. Wow, we got it. Alright, first try. Not a great fight. I still took a lot of damage there in that third round, but hey, we did it, guys. We beat Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo with this rinky-dink joystick, the QS-190. Oh man, yeah, that was interesting, to be honest with you. Like, the stick itself was working okay for the most part, but the button layout, man, I still was not used to the shoulder keys by the end of this playthrough. Usually I adapt to button positioning pretty well, but this is really screwing with my head. You know, after doing decades and decades of like a straight 6-button layout when it comes to joysticks like this. I don't really recommend using this stick. You know, if you're curious, you see it out in the wild. You know, maybe it's cool for like shmups or something like that. I don't think it's good for fighting games, despite the stick being fairly responsive. But man, the shoulder key layout is just the worst. Like, I don't know what they were thinking with that. Initials don't matter in this game. It's not like it saves them. That's actually one thing I wish that a lot of games back in the day with scoring did is actually save your high scores, to give their, you know, to give the high score part in initials like actual purpose. So all right, guys, that is the QUICKSHOT QS-190. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of interesting. I enjoyed going through this game with this thing. I will probably never use this thing again. All right, maybe not entirely true. Like I said, I did want to try it with some shoot 'em ups or something like that and see how it controls. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't really have a whole lot else to say about this experience because it is kind of a stock standard arcade stick in that you've got your regular stick, and you've got some face buttons. But the big differentiating factor between this and other cheaper sticks from the time is that this isn't a straight 6-button layout. It's 4 buttons with, you know, the shoulders up top like that. And that just makes it super awkward to play fighting games in particular. So I don't recommend it for fighting games unless you're playing Primal Rage. I think this would actually be pretty good with Primal Rage because Primal Rage is a 4-button game. You hold down the buttons, you do the motions. But I can't think of too many other games that this would work well with. Maybe Rise of the Robots, if he wants to play that. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, so... But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough. I will probably be back with another one of these types of videos, and then I probably won't be back with these for a while because I don't really have a whole lot of other weird accessories at the moment. But as I pick them up, I will revisit this format, and you know, we'll have a go with some games with weird controllers. So if you're new to my channel and you like this sort of thing, feel free to subscribe. I've got a lot of playthroughs like this on my channel, and also more structured Let's Plays. If you guys are already subbed, thank you as always for your continued support. If you made it this far into the video, feel free to let me know down below. Give me your feedback on this controller. Let me know if you've actually used this one before and your thoughts on it. And if there are any other cool arcade sticks on, say, the Super Nintendo that you like. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to give the video a thumbs up. Helps me out, I think. YouTube says it helps me out. I assume it does, but yeah. I don't know what else to say, guys. So thanks for watching. Until the next one, take it easy.